When analyzing deals, do you want to know how I come up with the best possible offer to buy a business? One that leaves you the highest cash flow per month, but one that makes you look very competitive to the seller? Well, in today's video, I'm going to do just that and show you exactly how I do it as you look over my shoulder. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business broker and commercial lender, helping you buy or sell a profitable business. If you are a small business owner looking to increase your wealth by buying a profitable business instead of starting another one, or if you are a highly compensated working executive wanting to leave the W-2 to become your own CEO by buying a profitable business, then you're in the right place. I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when a new video comes out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. Okay, so let's analyze this deal. As I said, how do you make an offer that makes sense, where there's a win-win? You have enough seller discretionary earnings to pay for the debt and have enough cash flow to make sense for it. So this is literally the crux of the matter. This is analysis. So I want you to pay close attention to all the things that we're going to move today. This deal came to me from a potential buyer. They're looking to buy a service business as a highly technical type of consultancy businesses. And they're in the same, they have the expertise in the same field. This is a live deal, so I'm not going to disclose too much until it's in the West Coast. I give some instructions in this workbook, so I'm not going to go over that right now. We're just going to strictly analyze the deal, which is what I said at the outset, that we're going to look at deals that have the most cash for you at the end of every month, but enough to service the debt and make it an offer that is not offensive to the seller, but one that makes sense for everyone. Okay, so right now, this is what I've been told. Asking price $1,750,000 on revenue of $3.5 million, seller discretionary earnings of $185,000. Based on that, this is a 9.5 times multiple of SDE or 0.5 times net sales. Well, that's only relevant if you know what the industry standards are. Let's go back to the bottom here, and I already pre-populated this. This particular type of business should trade between 0.4 and 0.5, basically 40% to 55% of net sales. So based on that, it's in range, okay? But it should only trade for up to 5 times multiples of SDE or seller discretionary earnings, or up to 4.5 times EBITDA or adjusted EBITDA. So I already have a red flag. Okay, but let's keep going. We're gonna test the assumptions in a little bit. What they were saying on this deal that they wanted, I don't know whether this has been pre-approved by an SBA lender, but they're saying that this could qualify for a 90% LTV, loan to value. I don't know if the seller is willing to carry, but based on the information that I received in the CIM, which is the confidential information memorandum, that they're not. So the truth is, what I really believe is that this has been vetted by an SBA lender, because there's no way that a 0.76 debt service coverage ratio is going to fly. This is a no-go in terms of a loan. So what it tells me, there is not enough cash flow at the current rate to satisfy the 1.25 debt service coverage ratio. This is a problem and something that you need to be at least 1.25 or better. 1.25 or better for it to make sense. Right now, we have negative cash flow of $60,000 a year, negative 34% cash on cash return. And although the cap rate is good, it doesn't really matter because we're losing money. You would lose money by offering 1.7 million. First, you would not get it financed. And second of all, why would you invest in a business that is losing money? It would have to doesn't make sense. Okay, so what do we do? What is a fair and equitable offer? Now, I should point out right now that I already did some numbers. I know that this industry should be somewhere between 15% and 20% net profit. That is before we do the adjustments to come up with the seller discretionary earnings. At 20% on $3.5 million in revenue, you should be at $700,000 worth of SDE, selling discretionary earnings. So there's something wrong because right now we're at 5.3, right? 5.3 is the 185,000 on their revenue. So they're asking for too much money, evidenced by the 9.5 times SDE. Is not going to fly. But I like to give professional courtesy to brokers that are representing sellers that they have done their best to help the seller come to a realistic valuation, a potential opinion of value or market value. There's a disconnect here, but based on what they want, they're not going to get it. So what is fair? So in this particular case, what if I offer 3 times because the industry multiple goes up to 5 times? Hey, that would be 555,000. Sounds like a good deal. But the gap between what we would offer and what they want is 1.2 million. It's a deep discount on what they have, even though your down payment would only be 55,000. Our debt service coverage ratio will be 2.39, which is definitely satisfying the buyer, and he gives us basically a little over $9,000 a month in cash flow.
Are you stuck and trying to figure out how to actually put a deal together and buy a business? Or successful business owner wanting to sell your business and figure out how you're gonna do that? Well, I can help you. Please drop me a comment below or send me an email. My email address is down below in the description of this video. If you want to drop me a comment, I check all my comments every day and I respond to everyone. Please do so. I would love to hear from you. Thank you.
After you service the debt. So the annual debt is only 77,000. And why? Because this already factors in our interest rate on 9.5 times over 10-year pre-amortization, which is your traditional SBA 7A loan. Now, SBA 7A loans can either be variable or fixed. Most of them are variable. How I came up with the calculations and what the rate and what this sheet does is subject for another video. So I'm going to keep it like this, and this just to kind of show you the main points. This is kind of where you're going to be. This sheet and the deal analysis where you're going to be looking at deals. Everything else is secondary. So I know that there's not enough SDE to make sense. So this is way too little for what they want. They want way too much for way too little. So where do we go from here? I think 3 times SDE will be insulting unless the seller is desperate. And we really don't know the motivation. I don't know what the motivation of the seller is to sell yet. That's a great question to ask. Why would the seller want to sell? Is the business in distress? Did they lost a major client? Is there something that we don't know? I think in their mind, they're thinking this is a very good deal because they think that it's worth 9.5 times SDE, which I don't think it is. Okay, 3 is too low. What happens at 4 times? The gap is only $1 million now. It's still a huge gap, but the purchase price or our offer is at 740. Still satisfies the bank at 1.8, so at 80% more cash flow per year than you have debt service. So you have 185 minus 103 gives you 81. Cap rate is 25, and your cash on cash return is 110,000. So cash on cash return is very, very important. The higher the cash you put into a deal, the lower your cash on cash return. So you want to leverage as much lending as you have for the cash flow to make sense for you to get a good cash on cash return. I would strongly suggest that you look at that. That's why this section is highlighted. So $74,000 down payment plus closing costs, but 90% of your closing costs can be wrapped up into the actual loan. So assuming that this is $74,000 that is out of pocket, and assuming that you have the net worth, the FICO, the management experience, and everything else that the lender will require to satisfy them, man, this is a good deal. The delta between at 4 times SDE with the negative cash flow that we begin with at 9.5 times and our offer, hey, this deal makes sense on paper, but it's not going to be enough for the seller. This is just way too little for the seller. And respectfully, I would probably, I don't know if I would feel comfortable for you making an offer like that. At 5 times, 5 is the ceiling on this type of deals. And that makes you at 925. That still gives you healthy cushion on your cash flow, 60% decent cash on cash return. You notice that the cash on cash return when lower because you're putting more money down. Okay, the lower your down payment, the higher your cash on cash return. So it's very important that you understand how the dynamic works. Um, so based on the information that I've been given, I probably would not offer more than 4 times seller discretionary earnings on this deal. More and more we need to figure out as we went along, but at the letter of intent level, I feel like 4 times is the most we can offer. Now, it will satisfy the lender. Will it satisfy the seller? Probably not. I don't think this deal is going to sell. It's going to sit on the market for a long time until the seller realizes that they're asking for too much. Unless they're able to get their SDE higher and command that, then they don't really need that 9.5 times, because if they were able to extract the business and make the business more profitable, and say the business came in at 400,000 in SDE, and now you have, that's a reasonable within scope multiple of SDE, and they want to, 4.4 times their asking price. Now we got ourselves a conversation. I think we wouldn't steer too far apart. If we offer 4, the difference is only 150,000. So it all begins with a business that being priced correctly. Hopefully this helped you guys out. And please email me with your comments and comment on my videos. Thank you so much for staying tuned and watching till the end.
For a limited time, I'm giving away my cash flow calculator, the very tool that I use every week when I'm analyzing deals on behalf of buyers or sellers. All you have to do is click on the link below and you'll subscribe to my list, but you get to have it, and it's for free. So I hope you enjoy it. Please follow the instructions down below, and it's yours to keep. Thank you.